Hi, it's Maureen, Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator. Welcome back to my channel for my February Plan With Me video. If you're new here, join me each month for bullet journal and card videos. Let's get started with a flip through of my January setup. You'll notice that I started creating this video before January ended. Yay! But I didn't get to finish editing and doing the voiceover until now. So this month I am going to be using Stampin' Up's Paper Pumpkin stamp set, Hearts for You, and the Hearts of Elegance stamp set, along with lots of other supplies that I'm showing you here. All of the supplies will be linked in the description, so you can find them if you need them. While I get ready to set up the cover page, I want to tell you a little bit about Paper Pumpkin. So Paper Pumpkin is a monthly kit that you can subscribe to. The cost is $25 a month. This is the Paper Pumpkin here. It comes with a little stamp set some months, and then some card making materials, or it could be a different kind of craft. And for $25 a month, you get some happy crafting mail that you can use to inspire you for other things, or just to keep you busy crafting all month long. I will put a link for that in the description. To get started here, I am writing out February, and this month's theme is all about hearts and flowers, and I'll be using some pinks, red, and some green, which I'll add in later. I didn't know about the green when I first got started. That is why I did not share the green stamp set. So I'm actually using the Melon Mambo, the Real Red, Pretty in Pink, and the Old Olive stamp sets, and as always I will link those in the description. So you can see me adding the flowers here, and I try to create sort of a diagonal with my design to just kind of have it go from the bottom left to the top right, but I got a little bit happy and it just looks, it's not as diagonal as I would like it to be, but it is sort of a diagonal there. So I'm adding some greenery to the flowers to give it some more color there, and also to make it more interesting. One of the things you'll notice is at the final flip through, there are going to be some things that I add in along the way that I don't show in the video. I'm often adding more things in after I stop videoing or recording. I will look through and see what I've done and see where I want to add something. So you may see something that's totally different than what you're watching here. Well, not totally different. It'll just be some more add-ins to what you got to watch. So on this page, you can see that I am creating my calendar page. My calendar page is the usual setup with my 5x5 squares, and it's stretched across 2 pages. I know some people will put a calendar just on one side. I do stretch mine out so that I do have space to write in all of the blocks or all of the days. As I get busy with this one, you are going to see that I do have some mistakes. When I am working, I do make mistakes. Sometimes I correct them on the camera and you can see me correcting them, and then sometimes I correct them later. So with this one of the things I decided to do with my lines is to double the lines all around, and you're going to notice that at the end of this page when I start to put a second line around the calendar. I just thought that that would make it look more interesting and pop a little bit. Just gave it a bit of a different design. So here I'm just adding my hearts, and these hearts are from that Paper Pumpkin stamp set. The flowers are from the Hearts of Elegance stamp set that I also used, and the greenery, of course, is also from the Hearts of Elegance stamp set. And that stamp set is an online stamp set, so it's not in the catalog, but I will link that below so that you can find it. It's a beautiful stamp set that coordinates with some beautiful designer series paper. That's what we call this. That's what Stampin' Up calls their pattern paper. It's called designer series, and it's actually a specialty paper because it has some gold highlights or flecks in the paper. So that's when we call it a specialty. But here you can see I'm adding that extra line around the calendar, and like I said, it just gives it a more definition, makes it stand out a bit. So I decided to use 3 different colors to write February at the top. So I'm starting off with Real Red, And then I'm going to be using Pretty in Pink. But when I start using the Pretty in Pink, for some reason, I forgot how to spell February. I am writing R-U, and I'm going to write another R. I don't know why, but I kind of edited that out a little bit. So now you see me with another marker. I have the Melon Mambo, and I'm just writing an A right over that R. I am going to fix that later off the camera. When I do my final flip through, you'll see that that R it's hard to see the R later. Right now you can see it, but don't worry, I am going to work that out later. So I did add a drop shadow to this page. It's one of the things that I love to do when I have boxes. That drop shadow is another way to make your drawings pop out. And so that is a good strategy to try, or technique. Here I am just adding the numbers in for the days or the dates. And I forgot to mention that at the top you can see I did add the days of the week using the alphabet stamp set. That is not Stampin' Up. That is something that I found on Amazon, so I will link that as well. And that's a stamp set that I'm using a lot today. So I'm using it as the heading for the calendar page. I am also going to use it again on this page, which is my gratitude page. I'm not going to show me stamping every single letter. I will stamp one letter and then I'm going to edit out everything else, and you'll see the complete phrase that I am stamping, that just to save time. So here I am going to stamp the first letter, and then there's everything. So I stamped one line a day, and I'm going to write gratitude above that. So this is my gratitude page. I've talked I talked a lot about gratitude in my previous journals. I think that, you know, when you are grateful for the special things in your life and you notice them, then more special things tend to happen. The more you notice, and the better your day is. So I always try to look for the happy. Some people pick a word a year, like their word of the year. And last year, my word of the year was happy. And this year it's joy. So I am going to be looking for joy in all things. And next month, for the month of March, I'm going to add a joy page. I didn't think about that for February, but until I was all done. And then I thought, you know, I should add in a joy page. So I have gratitude here, but and so the gratitude is really finding something that I'm grateful for each day, something that was wonderful in the day. But my joy page that I'm going to start next month is going to be finding joy in different ways. So, you know, what did I do to bring myself joy? And it's not going to be a day-to-day thing, but just whatever I'm noticing. Like if I maybe just take myself out to dinner by myself, or buy myself something special, or take time to take a special walk, or just doing something that makes me happy or that brings me joy, I'm going to add it to my joy page. But I'll talk more about that for March. On the right side, it's a very familiar layout that I've used in the past. It's my tasks page with my tasks for home and then also for work. So I'm going to continue with that. That has worked out well. I don't know if you noticed that I didn't add those calendars this month. Yep, that's because I didn't really use them a lot last month. I am still working on it. I think it's just harder to get outside and walk when it's cold out. So I'm not getting the exercise that I need, but I am doing better with healthy eating. So I have things that I am doing that are noted here anywhere, so that I am cutting back sugar. So I don't eat a whole lot of things that have added sugar. I am also limiting my carbs. So I'm not cutting them out completely because that is so hard to do, but I'm limiting them. So, I may go days without any carbs and then I'll have some carbs. I do think that it's important to have some carbs in your body unless you can't have carbs, but your body does need them. So, and I'm not a medical expert, so take this, as you will. It's not me telling anybody how to live or what to do. It's just telling you what's working for me. So just on my journey to be a bit more healthy, those are the two things that I'm working on right now. But here I am moving on to my weekly setup, and I am continuing on with that 2-page, 2-week weekly setup. This is a setup that I've done in the past. I do really like it. So I'm going to talk about the left side of the page. The left side of the page, I'm putting the Monday through Sunday events there, and then that's actually the right side of the left side of the page. That's where I'm putting my weekly there, and then I'm going to write some notes on the left side of it. Oh, it's so confusing what I'm saying. You'll see. If I took my page and split it in half, the left side is going to have notes, the right side is going to have my weekly things. But on the right side of my page, because this is a 2-page spread, so on the right page, I'm going to have the dates on the left and the notes on the right. I know, I probably made that sound even more complicated than it needed to be, but there it is. So I am spacing the dates out by 5 dots, and it's sort of half the page. So it's half the page wide, 5 dots up in terms of my width or height. My height is 5 dots. My width is half the page. And the bottom section is going to be for Saturday and Sunday. So I am splitting that. But you can see I'm adding all the details. I'm adding the dates. I'm adding the days. I have already done my outline. And I am adding in some final touches. And this is going to come to an end very quickly as I am shading in for notes. You can see I stamped that with the alphabets. I am going to add my hearts, and then the bigger border of a heart that I'm going to put around those hearts like I did on the other pages. I will add some greenery, and I'm going to add February. And this layout I will continue for the whole month. So I will have 2 pages of this because that will give me the 4 weeks for February. Also, February is very important to me. It is Black History Month. So at my school, we do a lot of Black History events. I did not put that in my theme just because it was harder to show it, I guess. I should really think about that and figure out how I could put that in as a theme. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm going to do that next year. Yep. That's going to be my goal next year, to have a Black History theme. But here I am adding in my greenery. Lots of different things just to make this page pop. I am really just about done. I'm adding in a drop shadow, and soon we will call this one complete. So remember, if you haven't yet, please give me a thumbs up to show that you like this video. If you click on the bell icon, you'll get notified whenever I release a video, whether it's a bullet journal video or card making video, you will get a notification of that. As always, all items will be linked in the description below. Thanks for checking me out. Remember to organize your life, be happy, be well, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.